Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be painting Zeb from Star Wars Rebels for the Star Wars Shatterpoint game. And I think the first thing we're going to do, that we always do, is we're going to paint from the lowest layer first and move our way up. So we're going to start with the skin, and for the skin, I got a dig over here. We're going to use this Demonette hide. It's like a light purple. It's pretty light and it's good. We'll be able to go over it for the stripes and stuff on him. I have also some reference up on the screen for some of his details and stuff that he has going on him. So put some paint down, get it a little wet, and then we'll start going on to the feet. We'll start down first and then we'll work our way up. We're just gonna try our best to avoid all those areas that are not skin, because we are going to be using contrast paints to paint a lot of this, and if we get the purple on it, it's not gonna be great. It's gonna be it'll show through, it'll make it look not good, and we want him to look good. So this is my wife's second favorite character from Star Wars. I would say I think it's her second, and then followed by Agent Kallus, because she likes the romance aspect. That, you know, people have speculated that Zeb and Kallus are together in the canon. The internet calls him Hot Kallus when he's a good guy. So here's some information. I don't know if you wanted to know it, but now you have it. So do with that what you will. We're just getting him all nice and painted up here. Get it between those toes. You don't want any of that harsh white paint to show through on this. Okay, and then we go here. You don't have to use this purple exactly, but I do recommend like a light purple to go with, not like a super vibrant one, like that blue violet, I think is what it's called. Like that's like my favorite purple, but it's definitely way too bright for him. This one right here, this, you want it kind of subdued. You can do a wash over the top of it too to kind of brighten it back up if you want. So get his little Lasat arms. Use a Lasat, that's the race that these guys are. The closest thing I can say that they really resemble, like if you're not familiar with Rebels, is Wookiees. So they're kind of like in the same vein, but I could be way wrong. I'm not an expert. a little thinner here. Get the hand. Like I said, we're avoiding those cloth areas because those are going to be contrast paint for the most part. So let's just try our best here. Gotta get the inside, don't forget the inside of the hand as well. And then we'll get the other arm. Okay, if we hit the staff here, because that's going to be, we're going to use not contrast paint on that. So it's just important to kind of know those areas that you can kind of be a little extra on or be a little less careful around when you're painting. So it's nice to have like a plan beforehand. Just getting his hand all painted up there. We probably could have used a contrast on this if we wanted to, but I knew what this color looked like and I wanted to use it because I knew it would be close enough to what I needed. But I would say like maybe like a Shais purple or like a, what we got here, Magos purple might work. But I think we're gonna use those darker ones too also as another part of this. So now we can get his head. Go here. Make sure it's still thinned. His face is definitely lighter in the front, so if you could work, that's why we started at the back so that we can have less paint on our brush when we got here. I mean, there's other ways of doing that, but it's kind of how we did it. So that's his skin starting. So we can let that dry. We can probably even wash it right now if we wanted to. with this Druchii Violet shade. So let's take this and then just kind of get it on him. We just really want it to kind of pull in those like little cracks and crevices. It's also tinting our color a little bit towards the dark a little bit more. So this is get that. Make sure we're getting all those like folds, and make sure you're not missing any of the model because it does change the color of it, so you don't want too much of a color difference between the sections. It's kind of important here on the hands so you can get the shadows in there. You can do this one as well. Get the hand. We really just want those like dark recesses to pop out, like the joints and stuff. Just get I get some on there. Let's clean that off with our finger. Get here, get in those ears. That face. So that's the wash of the skin. We can always go back over later too. So now we're gonna do the same yellow that was on our Hera. We're gonna use for him the Yandin yellow for his suit. So let's get this. It's all of the pants, even like those little side areas. Yeah. We'll just get this. We're avoiding that knee pad that he's got there. Ooh, is that a piece too? What is that? What is that even? Okay, I think we gotta avoid this. That little piece right there. Looking at my references back and forth when I'm doing this to make sure I hit the spots right. So let's get here. Get it back here. Just finding all those spots and making sure they get covered correctly. and avoiding all those like little white spotting that you can get with contrast paints. It's pretty apparent when you miss spots. So now we're gonna get here just the half of the undershirt here that goes to this side. And then we'll get a smaller brush to get in those like little, to get in that little section there. To get in between. The shoulder pad. You're just gonna go up with it like that. Just try to keep it clean. Oop. In there, okay. So that is that. Now we're gonna go for the light green on him, which is, we use this plague bearer flesh for the light green parts. So let's get here, let me look at something really quick. Oh, they have it as like a brown, interesting. I just looked at the box art. I was like, there's some spots here that are a little different than some of my reference. Let's clean that up there. Because it's like, this might not even be yellow. This might be, it's like a brown. Okay, so we're a little wrong. It's fine. It's fine. So let's take our green here and we'll start getting some of these areas. Because we need that yellow to dry now. Even though we've messed up, not messed up, like we didn't ruin the model or anything like that, because you can always paint over contrast paint. We're gonna have to put a brown on the side of him. And then for the knee pads, we can kind of paint the whole thing because there's like another green that we're gonna use, and that's a regular paint, so that will go over the contrast fine. It is known. Well, it's good that I missed a spot there because it's gonna be a different color anyway. So let's get all of this painted. that's too much. So we just wiped off our brush and went at it again. So every other panel here is this light green. So we want to just work. I mean, it doesn't really work out that way, but there we are. Then we get the wrists. And the little hand guys. Po-po. Okay, and then we get some of the parts of the shoulder pad. It's okay if we go over like we talked about. So it's that, and then like the raised part here. Do the same here. This part and the raised part. And then for the shirt, it's this side here, this side here. Can kind of get in there. We'll skip the shoulder, and then we're gonna go here. And same thing on this side. We'll go here. All right, that's gonna be all the light green. I mean, his eyes are also light green. So if we wanna dot those, and not dot them, but just at least get them coated right now. With the green, so that has time to dry. Okay, so now while that's drying, we'll go into our, I'm just gonna move the box over here so I can see it. We're gonna move into our like beige brownie color to get his thing. So we're gonna get this German, oh, and this is US Field Jet. We're gonna get this German camo beige, and we're gonna wash this one with a brown, like unlike the Hera who we didn't wash with the brown. We washed it with a black, but I think the brown will work better on him. So let's go in here, and we're gonna have to get the edges here. And maybe some of the yellow through the bottom will help a little bit with this as well. So we're just going around here, preserving those shapes that we've already painted green. Sorry that I'm quiet on here. I'm just really focusing on getting a clean paint job on here. And we can do the same for here. Let's pull it through here. It'll fix in there. Which, now that we know that's where the other green's gonna go, we don't have to worry too much about not hitting it, the other parts, because all the parts that join there are gonna be with a regular paint that is darker, so we'll be able to paint over it pretty easily, so it's okay if it bleeds in. So now let's go down here. Get this guy, and then we'll kind of flip it to the back here. Get the back. And we'll just do that little stripe in there. Okay, there's his brown. Let's get that yellow back through that big white spot that's just glaring at us right there. So just put that there. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the darker green, which we are going to use, let me see, it's like a...
Charlie got cut.
Aww.
No, I don't like her.
Oh, we're gonna use this US Olive Drab. We're gonna mix a little bit more green into it, just because it is a, no, you know what? I think we're gonna leave it. I think we're gonna leave it as is. So now we can go into the spots. So it's the bigger portion of the knee pads here. Just want to make sure we're getting it all. I would probably feel more comfortable if these were darker as well. I'll leave the middles. Like that. Gotta clean up that side there. Although the wash will take care of a lot of that too. It's funny, this Plague Bearer flesh is looking more yellow as we add these colors to it. We can always go back over with a different green, probably like a olive green maybe. We can go back in and fix it, because as we move on to this color, the colors aren't really popping like I want them to. But that's why we need to, I mean, if I wash the whole thing with a uniform shade, like a green shade, it might be okay. So we'll see. We'll see when we get there. Or as I like to say, we'll burn that bridge when we get there. Paint's doing a really good job of like flowing well and staying on my brush compared to some of these other paints that I have to load my brush up a lot more. I don't know what these little triangles on the back of his uniform are. Maybe they're like buttons or something. Okay, and then let's go to this part here because we didn't finish this side yet. There's like a hair here for some reason. Just clean up that, and then we gotta get this little knee pad situation painted. Okay, and then really quick while it's still here, we have these wraps on his weapon here that we didn't get. We should get those. It looks like there's some in there. Can't really tell, so we're just gonna do it anyway. And like I said, this is gonna be mostly metallic, so we can miss the paint here and be fine. So just get it. Get that all painted right there. Okay. You okay, babe? Hold on, stand by. Which one? The dog ate one of my wife's loath cats. I gotta try to glue it back together and fix it later. Put these somewhere safe. Okay, so now let's go into the washing with Agrax Earthshade here. Agrax Earthshade on the brown section here, so in here and like I said, what we use this for is it darkens the paint because we go pretty light, and it's also going to help bring out those shadows and all that. So let's go here. And there. And mostly what this is doing for us is it's also framing our belt here, so that we're just getting rid of all those mistakes of the yellow from earlier. And go here, get this, create those shadows for us. There's those. Now you can see like that they kind of match, but I think once we do the washes, the olive will look different. Actually, we don't have to wash this right now because we'll wash this later. So now let's get the green shade for all that stuff, and that is this military shader. This is going to darken everything, all the greens for us and make them more green. Hopefully, that's what I'm hoping it happens anyway. Oh shit. I just went into the paint pot and got a bunch of paint that I shouldn't have gotten. Instead of getting the wash, I got paint that was in my paint pot. That's fine, we got it off. Crisis averted. Let's get all of these washed. Almost did it again. You're working with greens, they all kind of look the same. I'm just like, oh god. Okay, and then into here. We're washing these, see how it's making it more of a green, the yellowish green that we have on there. So that's gonna help us a whole lot. Almost did it again. God, get this green away from me. And the green on the Lasat. Making sure this hard armor gets this treatment here. And the belt also needs to get this. Make sure we got all the belt. Okay. So that's that. Now let's go into our metallics here with gunmetal. It's not a whole lot. It's just the staff, I think. I think I have another one somewhere. Gunmetal, where are you? Here you are. So I gotta throw this one away. This one's dead. But this one is very much not dead. So avoiding those ends there, because we're going to hit those with the contrast. Avoiding the handles because the handles are brown, like a wood. But the little clamp thingy that they're in there, the hinge, because this also like transforms into a gun. So that's pretty cool. We just gotta get those little spots in there that we missed. Okay, and then we'll do some black gray for, we're tilting a little bit, some black gray for the panels. Just the panel, I guess. This little guy on his stomach here. Now we're gonna take, what's the purple? We'll take this Magos, but no, we're gonna take this one, this Luxian purple for the blades of the, the electricness of the staff here. You can kind of bleed some of it onto the silver as well, because it's transparent, so. Like that. And then we can start getting his stripes and everything. I'm gonna use like a dark purple for this, for like all his little stripes and stuff. And I think this Magos purple will work for it, because I think it's pretty dark. We'll have to see. If not, we're gonna have to mix up something for it. But let's see here, let's take this. We can test it on his arm here. See how it kind of pops through. Yeah, see? So you can see that he's got, it's like a bunch of little like tiger stripes. On him. Just kind of sporadically add stripes to the arms. You want them to be stripes, not dots, because he's not like a leopard, right? You just want to make sure you're doing lines with your brush here. Make sure I'm following my own advice. So you do want this on pretty bright, so you're gonna have to put it on thick like that. And then same thing for like the top of his head. He's got like a couple up there. And we want to also get the cheek for this color too. It's kind of like a black purple, but we can darken this up with passes here. If you want to, you can even thin that black that we did earlier, and then just kind of stripe it into there. Just so it has like a little purple glow to it. And also, while we're here, we'll take a black and dot the eye, the eyes, the best we can. I mean, his eyes are bigger than Hera's, so can't turn out worse than that, right? Like that. So he's got eyeballs now. And we can just grab some random like reds here. And we're gonna, the scarlet red we're gonna use for like some, just so the lights, he has some lights on his arm, and a yellow. Let's get this moon dust here. And then there's an orange as well, which we have a bright orange that we could use for that. This is leaning too much. We have a bright orange here that we will use also for his stomach. So let's take the red here and then get these little buttons right there. I'm also gonna get the red on these little triangles. I don't know what color they're supposed to be, but I'm gonna make them red. Okay, and then we get this yellow here. And we'll just dot that little guy. And then we're gonna take the orange that we just put down, and we're gonna get there's 3 little buttons here. So there's this one, there's a line here, and a line here. So he's got his little things done there. And then lastly, we're just gonna black wash the staff. Oh wait, no, we're not done yet because we forgot we're going to get our leather brown for the wood parts of the staff. Almost forgot about those. You guys always let me forget stuff. Why you guys always let me forget stuff, huh? Blame you. So, get these guys right here. And we're gonna get the other side. Now we can black wash that. So we just put these caps back on here. And we'll get our Known oil wash here. Oops. Gotta fix that. Known oil on a brush here. And we're just gonna oil this guy up. gonna again darken everything. Make it look more lived in, lived with. And then we'll clean up his base right off camera. You know what we do. We've seen that a million times. Yeah. So that is how we paint Zeb from Star Wars Rebels. As always, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll catch you guys on the next one.